There's a look at one of the most iconic sports venues in the lower 48, built back in 1957 under the title of City Stadium. We are at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Tonight, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Green Bay Packers.
The kickoff for the Vikings.
The kicker, Will Reichard, has the ball on the tee. And off we go from Lambeau. And that'll be a little too hot to handle, as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Spike 60. Let's go now. Black shot. Yellow. 22. 6. Mega. Ready?
Love going to throw right away. And he takes a shot on the release, as this will be incomplete.
And that certainly could be a sign of things to come, because they're blitzing to start this ball game, and it works for them there as they force the incomplete pass.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Hut.
First carry for Josh Jacobs. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Red, cycle. Here we go. Here we go. Drill, green. Red, 38. Claws red.
Love looking to throw it. And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
So still a scoreless game in the first, but they're going to go for this thing on their own side of the field on 4th down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down. I don't know if I agree with that. I guess they don't care if I agree with that. But, boy, you have to be surprised by that, right?
I definitely was surprised that they decided to go for it in this situation. But they must have either felt like they either had a great play call on, or they're trying to show extreme confidence.
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43. From the 43, here's a 2nd and 9. Once again, it's Jacobs. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4.
52. Ready?
Jacobs going to try the middle. And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone.
Gain of 17 yards.
Shot, 17.
1st down.
Spike 60.
1st and 10 at the 21-yard line.
Here's a handoff to Jacobs. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. In need of only about the length of the football here on 2nd down. On the handoff, this is Jacobs. And the Packers are going to be set up with a 1st and goal. It's a nice run there. Gets him down to the 6-yard line.
That's another Packers 1st down.
Here's Jacobs. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Switching things up, they'll throw it now with Jordan Love. Touchdown! Romeo Doubs. A 5-yard touchdown. And the Packers put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Well, they spoke about the importance of getting off to a good start, and they're on their first drive, Charles, into the end zone for the touchdown.
And what an advantage for them. They're already clicking one drive in, didn't need to wait to get up to full speed. We had heard about the extra time they put in with each other, trying to learn each other's skills, what they like, the whole deal, and it paid off early in this one. I would expect them to keep firing on the next drive and keep that connection going.
And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
They're on 35-yard line.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 35-yard line. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And he stopped immediately there. Nate Hobbs there to bring him down.
1-yard gain.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hawkinson. 3rd down and 1.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And Jones is not going to have the first down as they stop him short. And boy, down a touchdown already, but they're going to line up to go for it on their side of the field. They'll run it with Jones. And he's got a first down as he's up to the 48. A big roll of the dice on 4th and 1, but it pays off. They convert. The 4th down run successful. Now they look to pay it off on 1st down. Off the bootleg, here's McCarthy. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Well, that one was all about the defender making life difficult for the receiver. Very tough for a guy to hold on to the football through all that contact. He ends up forcing the incompletion.
Hurt. 60 Eagles, 60 Eagles.
Looking to throw McCarthy. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 34-yard line.
And the Vikings, first down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Cougar 19. Ready.
They go back to the ground to Jones. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
He's brought down at the 31.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7.
2nd and 7.
Let's go now. Ready to play it. Check go.
Now McCarthy. And his throw here's incomplete. That's already the 3rd time they've looked his way on this opening drive. He's caught 1 of the 3.
That doesn't mean they won't continue to go in that direction. It feels like they think they've got something good going there, and they think those numbers are going to increase.
They need to get this to the 24 on 3rd down.
Here we go. Cowboy 80. Buffalo 18. Dragon 60.
Throwing is McCarthy. And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
Well, that's one way you take away a first down as a defender. Make sure you have a little bit of physical play when the ball gets to the receiver. Find a way to jostle it free. They caught him off guard, forced the incompletion.
48-yard attempt.
And this is going to miss left. I don't think it even got there either. It's no good either way. And this will stay at a 7-point game. So an 8-play drive gets them down there, but play number 9, that winds up a missed field goal.
And they definitely moved the ball well.
Right.
That's a drive where you hate to come away with nothing.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. To pass, here's Jordan Love. That is caught. And they do finally get him at the 12. Now a timeout called for by the offense. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Now Love. He's got Watson. It's caught. Touchdown, Packers. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Packers are off to a 13-0 first quarter lead. Well, they have to be loving this start to the first quarter.
Well, the way that they're going, I mean, you're about 2 touchdown drives already. They feel very confident and feel like they have all the answers in this game. They're 1 point away from going up 14-0. Maybe they press the advantage and go for 2.
Brendan McManus to kick off for Green Bay.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And he's going to be taken down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they're in a bind early here, down 14-0. Are you worried at this stage or still too early?
You're worried. You're just trying not to transmit it to the rest of your team. You want to make sure that they stay positive. But at the same time, you're wondering, how are we going to move the football? What do we have on this play sheet that can work? Get back to basics is usually your answer. And make sure you find the guy who can move the ball fastest for you if you just get it in his hands.
Yeah, still second quarter. You get points on the board here. I think you're feeling okay. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. To the air with McCarthy. And that's going to be incomplete.
2 drives won't tell the story of this game, but you absolutely have to like how this defense has played thus far. They have yet to allow this offense to get untracked in this one.
And here's Ryan Wright now, as his first punt will come from inside his own end zone. And here's a very low-line drive, almost whipped on it. A special teams mistake there, no doubt. Just 26 yards officially on the punt. And the Packers will have a short field to work with here as they take over 1st and 10.
Ready up.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
10. Ready. Needle blue. Slice blue. Shot set.
Working out of the gun. Love. This will be incomplete. Oh, a dream chance for a D lineman, but he couldn't pull that one in.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball. But he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space. Couldn't uncover at the end of the route. And that one winds up incomplete.
That's the Kraft, the tight end. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That one covers 24 yards. It's a first down.
On the ball. On the ball.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Watch out now. 50 Fury. 22 Needle. Hut, hut.
Throwing. Love. He's got Watson. It's caught. Touchdown, Packers. A great play there. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Packers take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point from McManus is good. And it's now 21-0.
Vikings nothing. Brendan McManus to kick off for Green
After the
Bay.
touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And he will make it back to the 15, and that's it. Good coverage there by the kick team.
15-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession. But I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball. Well, he's smart enough to avoid the taunting rule, but I'll guarantee you he quietly has told them, you might want to stop coming after me downfield because I just broke up another pass and took away a big shot that you were trying to succeed with.
Here's McCarthy. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
Pass complete to Addison. And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position.
Drill, spike, white. Set, ready. Ready.
To throw now. Here's Love. Eyes the crossing route and hits Watson. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Christian Watson on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Packers are able to widen their lead here in this first half. McManus now for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now.
Score, Packers 28, Vikings nothing. Brendan McManus to kick off.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape, up past the 30.
At their own 31-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Throwing to start the drive. McCarthy going underneath. He's got Hawkinson.
McCarthy's pass.
That'll go for a gain of 7. And it'll be 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 7.
Looking to throw. McCarthy. This one swung out here to Jones. The offense on 3rd down tonight, not good. 0 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Back to throw. McCarthy. And this is too far behind his man. He missed him. It's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he's going to be taken down. Plus, there's a penalty flag in the backfield. They may get 15 more on top of this. A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. Addison will go in motion left. Sticking with a pass. Here's McCarthy. His throw incomplete.
I certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
Second and 10.
Set up. Let's go.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota.
Justin Jefferson.
A 24-yard touchdown.
And the Vikings get a bit closer. Kevin O'Connell choosing to leave his guys out there, and they'll go for 2.
Ready?
In motion right is Addison. McCarthy going to look to throw for it.
And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion no good.
Packers 28, Vikings 6.
Well, it is still a lopsided score, so they're going to try a second quarter onside kick. And this one's going to be covered up by the Packers hands team. A second quarter onside kick there that failed. Is that something that maybe they had dialed up before this game started?
It feels like it, doesn't it? That they thought they had the right situation, you know, and the right approach in going after it. Also may signal that they feel like they have the superior team, that they can try these sorts of things and it won't come back and hurt them later.
Black. Set.
Love from the gun.
This is caught. It's Christian Watson.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
Let's go.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Ready?
Out of the shotgun, it's Love.
Now he's going to step up and run.
And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay.
Jordan Love
taking it in from 14 yards out.
And the Packers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2.
Let's
The
go.
Packers will set up
Black,
for the
52
2-point
blue.
conversion.
Ready. Ready.
Love throwing for it.
And unable to connect. They don't get the 2-point conversion here.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of 2-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
At their own 29-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Here we go. Set. Cougar 19. Hut, hut.
Looking to throw. McCarthy.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure or do they play coverage on this down?
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th.
They'll indeed go. Here's McCarthy. That's down the field for Jefferson.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And that will force a turnover on downs.
Let's go now. Set.
Love now. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. Now following the sack, they'll look to make amends on a second down and 17. Love. He finds Watson. It's caught. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. He got 29 yards that time.
Striker,
First
3-3
at the 8-yard line.
Fury, yellow. Ready.
Love looking to throw it.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Coaches talk about it all the time. Players talk about it as well. Excellent job staying disciplined in coverage and making that stop. Inside the red zone, every stop like that could be preventing a possible touchdown.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers.
Christian Watson
On his way to a historic performance, 4 first-half touchdowns.
And the Packers have taken a 5-touchdown lead. So that one, his 4th touchdown catch of the game, one behind the all-time record of 5.
Now McManus to tack on the extra point. And he pushed it right. It's no good.
Brendan McManus to kick off for Green Bay.
So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown. So now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it. Sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more onus goes.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
McCarthy's pass intercepted. The Packers take over 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.